right, cool. All right, well, we are setting up. It is Tuesday, and the weekly call. We've got JJ Oswald on from Sound Concepts, who's going to help us out with the new isogenics tools and stuff. So that's going to be our guest speaker today. I appreciate your being here. I'm going to go through a couple things real quick before I turn it over to you, just because we're all back from NYKO. And so there's some new faces for those of you that are usually on here. So Courtney's on, and Courtney's got a good team. She's kind of all over the place as well. A good portion of her team is up in the Michigan area, but we've invited her to be part of our coaching because she asked, right? So that's why. So she's on, and her and her team are going to be part of some of the coaching. For those of you who are not aware, we have opened up a 90-day action plan Facebook page. Okay, I was going to do it just as a messenger. I was kind of expecting, 8 or 10 people. We've got 60, I think, at the latest count, 60-something at the latest count. If you want to be a part of that coaching, you're welcome to be on there. It is not for everybody, okay? It is for people that want to get 10 new consultants over the course of the next 90 days. And actually, the 10 new consultants is technically over the next 180 days because that's the Crystal Executive Reset. But the next 90 days is a 90-day action plan, and it's really designed to push you out of your limit, out of your what you expect and what you think you want to do. I think we're doing you have to add 10 people to your Facebook every day. Right now, this week the goals are 10 people to your Facebook every day. Knock on your neighbor's door, knock on at least 10 people in your neighborhood's doors and make contact with them and tell them that you're their neighbor and that you do nutrition. There's a couple other things, adding content and value to your friends' Facebook pages that are not in isogenics, and stay in your relationship. So those are the types of things that we're doing. If that's of interest to you, send me a message afterwards. I'll get you in the group. If it's not of interest to you, don't feel bad. It's not for everybody because it really is forcing you to do some things. Jillian doesn't care that she's knocking on her neighbor's doors because her and Brian have got plans to relocate soon, right? So we'll see how that goes. Brian may just stay here, get hijacked here in Arizona, but we'll see. So some kind of exciting things are going on. Put together, Jillian and Dan and I were on a team call today with corporate, and we're putting on the first Isogenics University of the year, and that will be in Michigan. It'll be in Fenton the week of the 28th, and we went over the layout for that, and we've got some pretty amazing talent that's going to be there. So there's a flyer on that that's going to be going around. If you know people in that area, please recommend that they be there.
Hang on. So if you have some good notes or something from the taxes, that'll be really good. I'm hoping they record it.
Yep, I'm recording it. So, but anyway, so we're going to have, if you know anybody in that area, please reach out to them. Please let them know that this is available to them. Make sure that they contact me or Jillian or Dan or Courtney and let them know who recommended that they be there. I guess Courtney's not going to be there, right? But contact one of us, let us know who recommended them to be there, so that if they do decide to join us, to join the nutrition company at that time, that they are connected with the right people to make that happen. Okay, this isn't an opportunity to snatch people up that walk in the door. This is an opportunity to get your people educated and trained, okay? So just make sure that if you recommend somebody to attend the Super Saturday, that you put them in touch with me or Jillian or Dan or something, all right? Okay, that's kind of it right now. Well, I'm gonna throw this out there because it's pretty awesome. We just got finished doing a little cut and paste. So we got notified today that we got into Top Achiever. So we're gonna be going to Canada. So that's pretty cool. We just got that notice today. Here's how close it was though, right? So we made the dollar amount, but we made it too fast. You had to hit the pools 4 times, right? We had hit the pools 3 times, and we had made over the dollar amount, which was like $15,000. So we had exceeded that pretty well, but we ended up finding out that we weren't in it. And so we were like, oh no. And then I contacted them. We went over the numbers again, and guess what? If you make $2,000 or more in the holiday bonus pool, that counts as 1 month. So that's what got us over the hump. So even though we did really well last year, they do not. It's not easy to stay getting the those benefits, which is good, right? But it's reading the fine print, so that's important. All right, April, where are you at? You've jumped around. Oh, there you go.
Yes, hello.
All right. Do you want to do the introduction? And April's going, just so you know, to Canada as well. So she's excited to be there too. So it's going to be a good deal. Those of you that are not yet qualified, just so you know, and I know we've got a few people on here that are close, let me know how I can help. Know that you have until the second week of February to earn the dollar amount needed if that's your plan. Okay, so if your plan is to get in by earning the bonus dollars, which is $15,000 in the 2, 3-star or above pools, let me know and we'll talk about that. So let's talk about that offline. All right, if anybody's close. All right, April, turn it over to you.
All right, well, just very quickly, so JJ Oswald, who spoke with us last month, is here again to give us any new updates with the ISA Sales Tools app and the desktop version. And he was at Celebration, kind of going, or not Celebration, but NYKO. And so he's agreed to be on our call one more time and just help us learn how to use this better. So I'm going to turn it over to JJ, and then Brent, he wants to screen share, so I'll let you handle that.
Okay, cool. And then when JJ's done, we're going to cover, just so everybody knows, we're going to cover a little bit about the UK. There's been some questions that have come up on that and how to make that happen. So we'll cover that at the end. And then JJ, you should be able to hit your screen share and just screen share from your computer without any problem. I will let you know I've been using the app quite a bit, and I really like it. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, did my screen show up okay? Do you guys see it all right?
It is.
Awesome. Great. Well, again, I really appreciate the opportunity. I'm grateful to be here, and we'll hopefully be able to cover a few of the new features that were released this last weekend at New Year kickoff. So again, this is what I'm showing you now is the ISA Tools app, and this is for many of you that have been using it. There's not a ton of changes visually that you can see here, except for a couple of new features that I'll touch on tonight. So what we're looking at here is first and I'm going to cover some basic things that I want to make sure everybody knows, and I'm also going to cover a few more advanced things, some of the new features. So I'm going to kind of go through this quickly and hopefully be able to cover most of what you want or should know. So what you're looking at here is the media page. As you can see, it includes the entire Isagenix video library. All of the new videos that were released in your kickoff are loaded in here. The new
Hey,
science.
JJ, let me interrupt you just a quick second. I'm sorry. Just go ahead and tell them, because there's some very brand new people on here. Can you tell them how to get this on their phone?
Yes, I'll do that right now.
All right, cool. Thank you.
So those of you that want to get it and don't have it, the easiest way to do that is to go to your back office, log into your back office, click on Resources, and click on ISA Tools. There's a little tab there on Resources down to ISA Tools. You can get set up and running there. Once you do that and you sign up for it through the back office through Isagenix, you can then log into the app by downloading it either through Google Play or through iTunes. And just log in with the username and password you use from your back office, and you'll get access to it. But you first have to go to the back office, Resources, ISA Tools, get started there, and then you can download it. So before you do that, just watch this because I think it'll be helpful. I'll show you some tips. So again, the entire video library is here, PDFs, the new science and research publications that have just been published, in the last week or so are in here now. There's a lookbook section, a social media section, coaching emails, and then presentations, and then finally podcasts. And I'll cover each of these here in just a minute, but let's jump ahead and go to settings. Some important things I want to cover in settings, which is this bottom link here at the bottom where it says settings. Tap on that. What you're going to do is go through this, and you're going to be able to go through your information where you click on my information. You can come in here, and if you tap my profile, put your name and info there. you can upload a photo. Everything's there. This is important to do because this content or this information that you have loaded here will actually appear as you share content through the app. And so this is basically how you want people to follow up with you. As we move down through the rest of the, there is a lead capture page here too, which I'll talk about maybe on a future call. It's more of an advanced feature. I'm not going to talk about it tonight, but I would recommend that you have that off initially as you begin to use the app. And then maybe I could come back on another call here in the next few weeks or so and cover how to use lead capture pages specifically. As I go back into the settings, we go down. The last thing I want to cover is notifications. So make sure you go into notifications and make sure that this green button is turned on, and make sure you go into both your email and SMS, or which is your cell number. Make sure you click on these and enter your email address, or in the case of SMS, make sure your cell phone number is listed there. The reason why you want to do that is because the app is actually going to notify you when you have a prospect watch your content that you share, or if you have a team member or a customer or anything you share through the system, they're going to be able to, you'll be able to know what and when they watched it. So that's the basics of your settings area. And now that we've covered that, we're going to go back to media. In media, as I mentioned, videos and PDFs, I'm going to quickly share with you how easy it is to share content. So as you'll notice here in the video section, as I scroll from left to right, and as you can see, this app is designed in such a way where it's simple, it's easy, it's intuitive. It doesn't require training to use this. It's really, really easy to use. You'll find that. So as I scroll through videos, and if I click on, there's only 10 that are displayed on the dashboard, but if I tap View All, what this does is it will pull up the entire library of videos that are basically provided to you by Isogenics. I can also see that they're broken down by category, or if I tap over here where this little arrow is, I tap the arrow, and you can see that I can now browse by category. So if I want to come down, if I want to look at all videos that are wealth creation videos, I tap wealth creation, and then all these videos appear. So that's another way to sort your content. So I'm going to go back to the videos. I'm going to show you how easy it is to share content. So I'm going to select the video I want to share. As you can see, there's a like button. If I tap this like button, what that does is it brings it to the media page. My likes are up here. So any of the assets that you use often, you'll notice that because I have this liked, it appears up here. But this is a mix of PDFs, videos, and coaching emails, and so forth. So again, we're going to go back to here. If I'm new to this and I don't know what this video is, I can click view and watch it. But in this case, I'm going to show you how easy it is to share content. Before you are able to share content, one of the things that you need to make sure you do is tap on this contacts button down here. So the contacts here, you need to sync your contacts. What this does is it syncs your contacts directly from your device, from your mobile device. And so I should have showed you that before we started to share media, but you can see how fast it is. And I'm going to come back and talk about this feature in just a minute, but we'll go back to media. Now that those contacts are synced, I can share any of the assets that I have in here. So I'm going to click text. And in this case, I'm going to share it. All my contacts will appear. A quick tip, this little search button that's up here in the top right, if I just tap the search button, and then I can type the person I want to send it to. In this case, I'm going to send it to my wife. And what this will do is allow me to pull up my content here that I'm going to share with her. I can now customize my message. So, of course, we never want to send a video to somebody without first having a conversation with them. So don't ever send a video blindly, but have a conversation. But then you can mention, hey, here's the video I was going to share with you. Check it out. Let me know if you have any questions, and then I'll send it. So I just push send. What this will do is it'll show up here, SMS successfully was sent. And then we'll give her a minute, and she'll click on it, and I'll show you what that experience is like when a prospect watches a video. So I'll get pinged back, and it'll notify me that they watched the video. As we go through the rest of this, and videos are the #1 most shared asset within our system. And the reason for that is simple. Obviously, it's the easy way for you to share the story of Isogenics. Texting is the most shared method. And you can receive a notification when you share any of these assets through email or text. I can receive a notification letting me know my prospect member or my customer watched the video. So keep that in mind. I will not receive notifications when I share through social media, or if I copy this link here. If I copy that link, That might be something that I might want to use if I am involved in like a private chat message with somebody on Facebook or something. I can come into the video, quick copy. What that does is it copies it to my dashboard, and then I can go in and share it. I can just paste it wherever I want. This download feature is really cool too. So if I click download, what this does is it will download it inside of the app. It's not actually going to download to your device, but it does download into the app. And the reason why I want to do that is for two reasons. One, if I'm ever presenting to somebody and I don't have internet, for example, if I'm on an airplane and I want to share a video with the person sitting next to it, because I have it downloaded, I can basically share it with them sitting next to them without having to have it in. Secondly, the other reason I would download these is if I download the video in advance, you'll notice that it's now finished downloading. What it will do is it'll allow me to be able to play the video directly from the app. And if I have like a launch party and anything, I can bring people into my home and be able to airplay the video directly to my TV and be able to present right there from my phone. And so I would, rather than streaming the video from my phone to the TV, I could just play it without having to worry about buffering or anything like that. So that's a reason for downloading. And that download section, after they finish downloading, will appear up here in my media. So now that we've talked through that, I want to talk through a few of these other categories. So these PDFs are the same way. These PDFs are full of all the science and research that was just published. All of that's available on isogenichealth.net, but it's also available here inside of the app for sharing purposes. You'll also notice that there's product information sheets, there's product catalogs, there's system guides. Everything is right here for you to be able to share. Again, if I click on the PDF, I have all of these share methods, email, text, and so forth. As we go through, another asset that I really like is the lookbook. So again, this is cool because I can share any category of the lookbook: energy, performance, weight loss, healthy aging, etc. Or I can share the entire book. And same methods. So if I click on weight loss, I can share any of these, all of the entire lookbook through any of my channels, whether that be email, text, social media, or copy the link. I'll show you quickly what that looks like when the prospect opens up the link. This is what they'll look at. So it basically is a really rich experience on a mobile device. I can scroll through and basically see embedded video as well as these dramatic before and after photos, little product highlights, and so forth. So I'm just scrolling through. It's much like a Facebook feed or something like that, where I'm just scrolling through, and you'll notice along the bottom that once I share the weight loss section, I can also navigate to the other categories, like performance, energy, or healthy aging categories really easily. So I would encourage you, if you're not using the lookbook to share with your prospects, start sharing it, because it's a really, really great experience. And again, if they open that link from a desktop computer or from their iPad or from their phone, it's a really rich mobile responsive design, and so it works great. The next tip I want to share with you is these social media images, and I'll show you how to share content through social media. One of my favorite parts about this is the transformation before and after photos that we have inside of this. So we literally have hundreds of different transformation stories, before and after photos, energy, performance, weight loss, and so forth. There's also recognition images. If you go over to the View All button, if I tap View All, you can see that there's literally hundreds of different choices that you can share from. So, and browse by category. There's some really great content. If I look at, like there's a famous failure series. These are like a bunch of motivational posts and so forth. So I encourage you to get familiar with what is available to you. But for reasons of showing you, I want to show you kind of these transformation posts and show you how to use these. So I talked to a leader while at New Year Kickoff. And the way she uses these posts is she actually does a Transformation Tuesday. So every Tuesday she does a post, #Transformation Tuesday. And she's able to use these posts for that content. And so what I'll show you how to do is, if you click down here and click social, I just tap this button, social. What this will do is it'll actually prompt me if I want to carry with it the story attached with this image. So in this case, I'm going to tap yes, I do. And then what this will do is it'll ask me, okay, where do you want to share it? Do you want to share it through Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, any of your social networks, Pinterest? They're all here. I'm going to share it through Facebook. what you'll see is it'll pull up the actual image, and you'll notice that this post is generic. It doesn't mention Isagenix by name. So a lot of you I know like to create curiosity when you post something like this. It does carry with it an Isaguide watermark down here at the bottom. But because I said I did want to carry with it the story, all I have to do is tap up here above the post and just click paste. And then what this does is it generates the story attached with this image. I then have the liberty to come in here and be able to add a hashtag or add my own personalize it with my own remarks, and then share it. So this does provide you, if you're new to Isagenix and you don't have your own personal transformation to share, or if you've shared your own multiple times and you want to share other stories, you can do that through the app really easily. Also, if I want to share it through a group, all I have to do is come up here, click on this button here, and then I can change it to any of my groups and share it through any of the Facebook groups that I might participate in. So that's another tip that I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to back out of this, and we're going to now talk about coaching emails. Coaching emails are new to the app, and so I would encourage you to use these. My Isagenix was used for years as the system of where you can basically use automatic emails that go out over a 30-day period to coach somebody through their cleansing experience or their product experience. So now you're able to do that directly through the app. My Isagenix is going away, and now you're going to be able to launch one of these campaigns with a brand new customer through the app. I'll show you how easy it is to do this. You'll notice that each of the introductory packs that you guys have available, the weight loss 30-day system, the energy, performance, healthy aging, all of your systems are here. So if I select the campaign that I want to share, in this case, sponsored a new member, and I'm gonna basically introduce them to the 30-day weight loss campaign. So what this does is this app is going to send an email over a scheduled period of time, over 30 days. This person's going to receive all of the coaching and reminders that they need. Everything from the videos to support them, the training PDFs, the system guides will be delivered automatically to them over a 30-day period. You can see the schedule of what they're going to receive and when. If you come through and look at the description, you'll notice that these are all the emails that go to the customer. These are all the emails that go to the coach or sponsor, and these are the reminders that I'll receive when I launch the campaign. So if I tap email, we're actually going to show you how easy it is to launch a campaign. So I'm going to click on email, and I select the recipient of who I'm going to send it to, and then I can also select the coach or sponsor. So the reason why we allow you to tag somebody, say you sponsor your neighbor, and your neighbor is new to Isagenix, but they introduced it to their friend that is also new. So you can now coach their friend and your neighbor through their experience of using the products. And again, if you want yourself to be the coach, all you have to do is make sure yourself is added as a contact within the app, and you just tap this add button, and what it will do is it'll pull up your contacts within the app, and so select the customer, select the coach, and then if you want to receive the additional text reminders about those are important things. And again, these coaching emails are basically reminders about, hey, Mary's going to receive, this is day 3 for her. She's the shake day, and these are things that she's receiving from the system via email, and maybe just a reminder to follow up. Or, hey, it's day 25 of her 30-day system. Reach out to her and make sure that her auto ship is ready to go. So things like that, they're simple reminders that you can do. If you want to see what you can also schedule down here at the bottom, if I want to adjust the schedule about when she's going to receive the post, or I'm sorry, the first initial email, I can adjust the date to the date that she's going to receive the package from Isagenix. And that's when the campaign will initiate and start. Additionally, if you want to,
we're getting a couple questions in the thing. I hate to interrupt you there, but getting a couple questions. Are these, and I don't see them either, are these coaching emails not available yet, or what is that? What's the story with that? Because I'm not finding them, or are they only desktop?
They are in the desktop system as well as in the app. I'll show you one thing that you can do to have them appear. I'll show you that in a minute.
All right.
This is an example of one of the email campaigns that goes to the customer. So it includes a brief paragraph as well as links to a system guide and links to a video. So, and then your contact information appears at the bottom. So that's an example of what they receive and the support that they're going to receive. And this is another way for you, if you want to get familiar with the content that they receive, you can come into the campaign and just adjust down to day 5. and see what day 5 is all about. So that's what that looks like. Let's go back into, so again, this is a great way for retention purposes, just to benefit them of the overall customer experience and using the products. This is a really slick way to get them going and using that. So the question was, if I'm not seeing the campaigns within the app, these coaching emails, if this is not a category, do one of two things. It's important to pull down and refresh the content. So if I pull down to refresh, you'll notice what that does is it will resync the content within the app. Secondly, if that doesn't appear, I would encourage you to log out, log back in, and that should help you make sure you have the most current version and that you download the most updated version from the App Store, log back in, and you should be able to have access to the coaching emails. The coaching emails are only part of what is the Pro system. So there's the basic system and a Pro system. The Pro system allows you to have coaching emails and the desktop application, while the basic version is just the app with these categories without coaching. So just make sure if you're on basic, you won't see the coaching emails, but if you're on the Pro system, you'll have access to this. All of you that were at New Year Kickoff should have access to this. That's given away to try for the next 30 days for free, this coaching feature. So check that out. If you have questions, you can certainly reach out to the support team tomorrow. I'll show you where that information is if you want to reach out to us. We can certainly do that. So that's a summary of how easy it is to share content. Again, most of the time you're going to be using this for recruiting purposes of sharing videos and PDFs with team members and so forth. But there's also this new coaching campaign series that's available to you that I encourage you to start using. We're now going to go through and talk through contacts. We're going to click on this contact feature. And what this does is it imports your contacts directly from the phone. And one important thing to remember, if you add a contact to your phone and you want to make sure that it shows up into this library of contacts on the mobile device, on the app rather, you need to pull down to refresh and let go, and you'll see that that's resyncing my contacts with my within my phone, and also the desktop system. If you're using the desktop MyISA Tools system, if you add a contact in your desktop system or if you add a contact in your normal contacts on your phone, just pull down to refresh. That'll resync all your contacts. I talked to somebody at New Year Kickoff who didn't know that, and so they were in an Uber the night before and promised that person they were going to send them a video, added the contact into their main contacts on their phone, and then they didn't see them here. So it's important to pull down to refresh, make sure your new people are logged in. The other thing that this does is this allows you to be able to build a list. So if I swipe right, it marks that person as hot. If I swipe left, it marks that person as cold. You'll notice that I have a hot and cold list up here. So if I tap up here and I select hot, all of my hot contacts appear. And if I select cold, these are all my cold people that maybe I just need those as reminders to follow up. My hot list are all the people that I'm working with and that I need to follow up with. Additionally, if you come up here to the top left corner, that's a swipe button. If I tap swipe, what this is going to do is it's going to allow me to come over here and I can go through all of my contacts, swiping left for cold, swiping right for hot. And I can also swipe up to skip that person or swipe down if I want to remove them from my contacts. So that's a pretty cool feature, going through and building a list. So if you have somebody that's new to Isogenics, their list of contacts on their phone is a great way to build a list of who they're going to contact and who they're going to reach out to. Those of you that are maybe looking for additional people to reach out to, go through all your contacts on your phone and build a list. Once I do go through that process, you can see that I'll have both hot and cold people on my list, and I can sort them hot or cold by selecting these buttons. Another important thing that you can do, if I select a person, if in this case I'm going to go back to my wife, and I'm going to select her name, you'll notice that I can do a few additional things. I can share media, select this button with her. I can also select campaigns. So if I want to start a campaign with her, I can come up here and just select add, and I have all of my coaching emails that are right here. So I could either go to the media page or I can do it directly through the contact page to share that campaign. Additionally, if I want to, I'm going to go back to the contact. If I want to, this feed button is really cool right here. So if I select feed, what this will do is provide a history of all my interactions with her. So I can see that I sent her the Are You Toxic video, and that if she did watch it, she did click on it, and she did watch it. I also can see that this video that I shared with her tonight, I sent that video to her. I can slide over this button. I'm going to slide over, and I can see that the date at 6:14 I sent the video. At 6:15 she clicked on the link, and at 6:15 she watched the video. So again, that's what we call the feed. And I can access the feed individually within the contact and select this feed button, and that'll show me an overall experience. Again, if I share the lookbook, if I share a video, it's going to show me exactly what they looked at. So that's a quick overview of the features within the contact section, which is really cool. We're now going to go down into the feed with this button here along the bottom that I just highlighted. What this feed does is it provides me an overview of all of this is a demo account, so I've only shared with this person twice, but this would show if I shared with multiple people, multiple different assets, it's going to show me a summary report of everything I've shared and everything that's been looked at. So I would encourage you to check in here often as you share content to see a summary of what's been looked at. Additionally, if I click on the news button up here, what this news button is all of the Facebook communication, corporate communication, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, ISA FYI. That's a good way to plug into all of the corporate communications if I select news, and that's just basically a feed of all of the social media outlets and blogs. So that's a basic summary or overview. Another thing that you ought to know is if you go to myisatools.com, myisatools.com basically has all of the support information that you can reach out to us if you have questions, additional questions. Again, myisatools.com. You can also log into the desktop application, but again, you can also single sign on directly from your back office. So if you go to your back office, click on Resources, click on ISA Tools, it's going to take you to what you're looking at here, which is the desktop system. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through this in great detail, but what this has is it has the contact manager. It's got all my prospecting tools, digital media, all of the same things that I showed you before as far as sending videos, sending PDFs, sharing the lookbook. You can do that from the desktop system. I can also send autoresponders or coaching and so forth. So if you prefer to work from your desktop, you can do that. But this would provide, I would probably need another 20 minutes to basically provide you an overview of how to use this. You can also come into the desktop system, click under training, and click on training, and there's a video there that will provide you basically a demo or tutorial of how to use this system. So that's a basic overview of both the app and a brief overview of the desktop system. And those of you that aren't using it, would encourage you to jump in and use it. These two systems communicate back and forth with each other. So if you share something from the desktop or from the app, you'll be able to see that on either device. So it's a powerful tool. It's a powerful system. It'll save you time. It'll create, you can just basically work a little bit more intelligently in knowing who and what people are looking at as you share. So hopefully, April, that was a good overview. I appreciate you having me on the call tonight. I would love the opportunity to come back and do another training on the desktop system. If you guys want me to, I'd make myself available.
Great, thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the first time I synced all my clients or my contacts, and it all synced just fine.
Okay.
Then I went back in and all of the contacts were gone. So I had to sync them down again. So every time I've gone in, I'd had to sync them in. I mean, something's wrong, right?
So you know what? What type of phone are you using? What app are you on?
I'm an iPhone 6.
iPhone 6. So that is something I'll pass on to our developers, and I'm not sure. That's the first I've heard of that. So I'll double check and just see if there's something related to an iPhone 6 in that app. But that is something we could fix, because we don't want you to have to sync your contacts every time, just because that just was a waste of time. So we'll double check that. But and you'll notice if you have a recent update coming up here next week, If that is a little bug that we need to fix, I'll make sure that that's fixed, and you can so that you don't have to do that in the future.
JJ,
Okay,
I've got a Samsung 6 Droid, and I'm experiencing the same thing.
Okay.
And now I can't even download my contacts on it. So in the very beginning I could, and now it won't even let me do it.
Okay, so what I would encourage you to do, if you would do two things. One, delete the app and download it again. That will ensure that you can download and sync your contacts no matter what. And then if you go to myisatools.com, our website, support website, at the very bottom of that page, our contact information is there for both phone, chat, and email. And I'd love to, if you wouldn't mind just sending us a quick note and just saying, hey, this is my name, this is the type of phone I'm on, and just want to let you know that I have to sync my contacts when I come back, when I leave the app and when I come back, and we'll make sure to get that fixed.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
I'm going to try that same thing, JJ, as far as removing my, I'm doing the application manager now, removing the app and bringing it back. I went while we were talking, or while you were talking, I went on a couple different ways and tried to bring up the, refresh it. And every time I did, I still never was able to get to the coaching, aspect of it. So I couldn't do the coaching.
Maybe were you you were at New Year kickoff?
Yeah.
So when you log in this time, log in with your associate back office and log in with those, and that should help populate the coaching.
Okay. All right.
All of the New Year kickoff attendees are able to log in with their username and password from the back office, and it'll sync the two contacts. But that will make it so you're a pro user. You'll have access to the coaching emails as well as the desktop system.
Okay. Anybody else?
I had a question.
Yes.
It's Jessica. Hey, I had a question. When they open up the video, does that mean they just opened it, or does that mean that they actually watched it?
Oh, good question. So if you look here on the screen, you can see that I shared this day video. I can see above it that Amy clicked on the link, and I also know that she watched.
Okay.
So if you only see the link clicked, it means that they didn't necessarily watch the video. You've got to see two notifications, one on top of each other, to know that they actually did both of those things. Very good question. All right, any other questions?
I had a question, please. Hi, I'm Carrie.
Hey, Carrie.
That's what I was going to ask about. The visited site just means that they watched what or looked at what you sent, but they are not able to access anything else under ISA tools. They can only access that one thing you sent.
Correct. Unless there's one thing that you can do, which is these presentations right here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go into the desktop system that you see in the background, you have the ability to come into prospecting and down to build a presentation. What you do is you can build custom presentations that have more than one asset. So I could have, like, today is the day, are you toxic, and another video. I can also attach to it a PDF, like the new member form or a product catalog or whatever I want to include, a product info sheet. And I basically build custom presentations that have multiple assets with it. And those will appear, I can build the presentation on the desktop system, and then they'll appear here. You see these presentations that I have here. And so I have associates that tell me, hey, I have a weight loss presentation, I have an athlete presentation, I have an ISA body presentation, and it has 2 or 3 videos as well as a PDF. And they just love using them because it's just like a custom presentation with just the material you want for that individual.
Right.
So I would encourage you to build those presentations. When you're sending videos from up here, you're sending just a single video. When you're coming down here to presentations, I'm sending multiple videos and perhaps a PDF, but I can only build these in the desktop system.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Cool. All right. Well, if nobody else has anybody else got anything?
Could you just repeat that? So when you're sending like the drip emails, it has to be through your back office on the computer?
No, when you're creating what I call presentations that are right here,
Okay.
these will only appear in the app if you develop them in the back office here in the desktop system. So I can also send coaching emails from the app or from the desktop system. It's up to you. So I would familiarize yourself with both, but the app is nice because you're on the go and it's simple and easy. But if you're in front of a computer, that might be nice to be able to sit down. There's a few more bells and whistles in the autoresponders and the coaching emails that are there.
I have a kind of silly question. I've never used it on my desktop. Is it a certain website or is it through back office?
Go to your back office. You can log in with if you go to myisatools.com and you can log in with the same associate or your same username and password that you use for the app, and you can log into the back office. Or you can now access this from the back office under Resources, ISATools, and it'll take you directly into it.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, JJ.
Yes.
I've refreshed, logged out, logged back in, and I've also looked for the updated app, and I can't find that, and I still don't have any of the coaching emails.
So you're probably registered as a basic user, so you need to upgrade in your back office to a pro user, and then you'll have access to the coaching emails.
Even if I was at Celebration?
Oh, no. If you're at Celebration, then I would call tomorrow to our customer support team.
Okay.
And we'll be able to double check to see if you're set up. So again, just call during the day tomorrow. We'll make sure you're turned on.
Okay, thank you.
You want to give us that number, JJ, so we can all have it?
Yep. So it is, let me just log out of this real quick. And again, if you go to myisatools.com, which is this page here, scroll down to the bottom. And if I click on call here, that's 1-800-794-8158. 800-794-8158. Or if you prefer to email us, we can respond via email. Or if you prefer to call us, we're set up right there to be able to do that.
Cool. Well, sir, thank you very much. I appreciate your input and your time.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you having me. Thanks again.
You bet.
All right. We'll see you.
Have a great night.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay. All right, cool. So does anybody, I went through, I've tried logging on too, and I know Kelly was doing it. A couple people were doing it. If you don't get it, if it doesn't work, here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Call the number tomorrow. Make sure that you have your information about the fact if you were NYK or not, and they should be able to get you taken care of. Let them walk you through that, right? So that you can get it all set up, because I will be doing the same thing. If anybody figures out any, hot tips or whatever in how to get it fixed, feel free to post those. But at this point, that's kind of where we're at. All right. Any other thoughts on it? It's very cool. I mean, the access of what I've had has been nice. Make sure that you set up what you want to be shown, because when you share one of those videos or one of those items from there, it will say, like, it'll give your email address on the actual video when you share it. One thing I will tell you is that, and this is something we've gone over before, but on the team pages, don't share from the app. Because if you share from the app, it's going to give your contact information. So don't use, you're not gonna be able to use this app to share into the team pages, like on a welcome post or something. Quite honestly, I'd really rather nobody, I did it and then I end up cutting and pasting it out. But don't even share onto like your own personal person's thing, because you never know who's watching those posts. And in the team, I don't want, somebody will call and say, or send me a message and say, hey, Brent, Kelly D's at it again. She's trying to steal people, because she's known for that. So, don't post your, just don't post your information directly from the app. Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions about what he said that we can kind of go over? No?
I don't have any questions, but just a suggestion to add your prospects into the contact database of the sales tools, like on the desktop or probably on the phone too. I'm doing it on my desktop right now. So then that way they're in there and you can send those prospecting emails in the beginning. And then once they sign up, you can send the coaching emails and you already have their profile set up.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you can go back through, and if somebody who you've sent messages to in the past, then you can, I mean, guys, it's really nice. In fact, I had 2 people today that I just shared directly over to them on the, the emails. Now this is something I didn't get a chance to ask him, and maybe that's because this, not having this correct update, but I sent the video. They said they watched the video, but I didn't get any response back saying they had seen the video. So there's glitches and stuff like that, but it's a great system. They were able to see it, and that's the big deal, so that they can see it and get all that information. All right. Okay. Let's go over the UK. All right. We got a little bit of time. So what was told to us at NYKO is that, there you go. Thank you, Teresa. Is that you can now enroll people in the United Kingdom. You can enroll them, but you can only enroll them as essentially an associate. Some of you may be aware of this, some of you may not. The United States is the only place where if you enroll somebody, you need a taxpayer identification number of any kind, okay? If they're not in the United States, you don't need it, okay? It doesn't matter. Canada, Mexico, any place else, they don't ask for a social security number. It's not an issue. Only in the United States is that an issue. So in the UK, when you enroll someone, you're enrolling them for the sole purpose of them being a builder or acquiring a position on your tree, okay? You're not going to get a little pie shape in your enroller program, so it's not going to count towards your vitamins. There's a lot of those little types of things. It's not going to count as one of your associates. None of that is there because they can't buy the product yet. The other complication of what's going to happen when you start enrolling people over there is that they're in the United Kingdom. They can only order 200 pounds on their first order. Now, I don't know what the dollar conversion is right now, but their first 7 days of order can't have more than, let's say it's, $200, whatever. $200 is the equivalent of their purchase power. So imagine, right? You got somebody who's interested in a value pack. Got to get my verbiage right, my new verbiage right. The value pack, and they want to do a value pack, and that value pack is 800 pounds, right over there. If that's the case, then Isagenix has set up a system that's going to allow them to buy that. But my understanding is that it's going to be shipped out in 2 parts. Okay. They're going to get their first portion of their shipment, and then they'll get a follow-up shipment after the first week, because they can only charge for the first 200 pounds worth of the product. Okay. And then after that 7 days goes by, it's some sort, what I was told was that they had some MLMs that were going in over there, charging a bunch of people money to basically store to stock their garage full of product. And that's why they've instituted this limitation on how much they can spend for the first 7 days. Then after that 7th day, they can buy whatever they want. But that first 7 days, they've got a limit on what they can spend, right? So there you have it. That's my understanding. Now, Lena sent me a message earlier today where she had found some special form that needed to be filled out. Does anybody on here know anything about a special form that has to be filled out in order to enroll somebody in the UK? I haven't tried to go into my back office because we've been busy today here at the house to go on and pretend like I was going to enroll somebody in the UK. Has anybody done anything, seen anything with that?
I know that you don't go to your back office.
No, you have to go to a separate website.
Yeah, I have a picture of it. I'll find it.
Okay.
It's like it's a different website that you go to, and then you put your information in. I don't want to waste your time while I'm looking for it, but I'll find it and then let you know.
Okay, yeah, if you do that and then just post it in the chat, and then also, can you post it in Team Shady?
Yeah.
And then Courtney, I'll get that over to you. Okay, so you guys have it, all right? But yeah, so that's how that's gonna work, okay? Now, everyone is aware of how the 3 for free shipping works, yes? They place their first order. The first order is whatever. If you do something in their auto ship and you put like a canister of shake in their auto ship and that's all you have, it's going to say they're not eligible for the 3 for free. You got it on there? Yeah, I can't read it, Heidi, but thank you. Just post it on the comments is great. It's going to show that they're not qualified for the 3 for free shipping. When that's going to change is if they add 125 BV in there within the first 35 days of their first order. Okay, it's real important, guys. If they go to the 36th day, which basically means they're going to fall out of, they're not going to be an associate anymore, they're going to fall out, then they're not going to get that 3 for free. They've got to stay engaged. So it's going to be really important for you guys to get out your whiteboard, and write down your new enrollments names, put a date on there, put something in your phone to send you a reminder, whatever, so that you contact, so I'll contact Kelly or Carrie and say, hey, Carrie, you know what? It's your 29th day. I know you're excited. You're having good results. Let's go ahead and set up your auto ship today so that it will happen and you're off and rolling. Okay. You should really be doing that around the 15th to the 20th day. Okay. But if you don't do that and they go beyond that time period, then you're going to potentially have somebody who's unhappy because they're not going to get the free shipping. Okay. So that's a big deal. The other thing is these coaching emails, for those of you that are familiar with the old My Isogenics, those emails were, this is still recorded, they weren't the best. I'll say it that way. How about that? So those emails weren't the best. These are a lot better. They've really narrowed it down, the content. They seem to be very specific. I was able to click through them before and they look really good. So I think everybody will be confident in being able to send these out as your coaching emails. All right. That's it. Any questions on that? Any questions on the UK? I'm gonna put out some sort of challenge to the first person that enrolls somebody from the UK, but I got to figure out what that's gonna look like. I think that's it, guys. Yeah, I don't have anything else tonight. All right. Does anybody else have any questions for this evening? Nothing?
You want to talk about the Race to Executive page?
Yeah, I talked to you a little bit at first, but I'll cover it again. So the Race to Executive, there's 2 different programs going on, guys. There's the 90-day action plan. Okay, they changed it from the game plan to the action plan. So it's now the 90-day action plan. And if that's going to be what you want to follow, that'll be something that we'll be talking about in the regular Team Shady business page. But what I would encourage you to do is, if you want, is to get a couple of your teammates together, a couple of your downline team. It doesn't matter if you enroll them or not, but somebody that's interested, and work that 90-day action plan workbook and do some things with it, right? There's a downloadable version online. You can make that happen. And go through that 90-day action plan. Tracy and I have done one every year since the first celebration we went to. And quite honestly, we haven't done phenomenally well at sticking with it, right? 90 days seems like forever, right? So we have done some pretty good jobs with doing some coaching, and we've seen some improvement that's happened over those 90 days, but they haven't been great. And so this time we're trying to invite the people that really say they want to be in and bring this separate Facebook page. And that's why we created this separate Facebook page, because we want people that really want it, and we need people that are going to push us out of our comfort zone as well. It doesn't have to be all about Brent coaching and April coaching and Tracy coaching. It's you guys and your ideas as well is what's really going to make this different, make this work. So that's the reason for the 90-day action plan, the 2017 Race to Executive. Okay. Is that it, April, or anything else on that?
Well, just that in the page, you know, the different challenges and stuff like that, which I think you kind of talked about that too.
Yeah, you know, like right now there's one that I did where I expect everybody to do their Facebook live feed, right? There should be 60, whatever it is, 60, 61 Facebook live videos done in there. And those 60 Facebook live videos are required because I want you guys to know what it's like to sit there and go Facebook live. Since you brought that up, April, thanks. So I was talking to Jill today because she did something similar in the top leader challenge page. And something I want you to think about is when you're looking at yourself with your phone in front of your face, smile. Put a smile on your face when you're talking. Think about how you're coming across when you're talking to somebody, right? So when you're staring at your phone, if you're not smiling or if you don't have a glimmer of excitement in your eye, that may be why your team sucks, right? Because when you're talking to people, you don't have a glimmer of excitement in your eye, okay? If people don't want to join you, it might be because of the way you're coming across. If you're not coming across like some excitement, some enthusiasm, and something that makes them go, wow, you know what, I want to be a part of that. You know, the conversation I was having with Jill is when she first started, she talks about it. She's like, I just would stand in the line at the grocery store and I'd check out and I'd just turn around and look at the person behind me and go, have you heard of isogenics? And just literally just like, can you believe this? You haven't? Oh my God, it's the greatest, right? And so she's got that thing going on that she can have that conversation and have that level of excitement. I've got to come across a different way, right? Tracy will laugh. I know she's in the other room. So this weekend, when we were in NYKO, I can't remember who the presenter was, and they said, oh my God, I feel like I swallowed a rainbow. Now, for those of you that know me, if I looked at you and said, oh my God, I feel like I swallowed a rainbow, it ain't going to come across well, right? That's not my line, right? I'm not going to sell that very well. Yeah, there's all kinds of things going on in my head, you know, like Skittles and rainbows and flying over trees and stuff. Anyway, so the point is, it's not my style, right? But find your style, and when you find your style, embrace it. But your style can't be, well, yeah, there's this stuff called isogenics, and it's kind of fun, and I really like it, and I eat it, and I have it every morning, and it makes me feel great and exciting, and you should try it too. That's not going to work, guys. And if that's what you're doing, you've got to work on it, right? I'm not telling you that's not, that you can't get through that, but you're going to have to work on it. So seriously, part of the reason that we're doing these Facebook Lives is so that I can see your excitement, your enthusiasm. And I'm going to pick on Carrie Dennison. Yeah, Carrie, I'm picking on you. So Carrie has a great smile, and she has like this gleam in her eye, right? And she's quiet though. And I didn't really realize that until I met her at NYKO, because a lot of times on here, she's kind of got that, you know, she looks like she's, you know, she's all grinning and stuff like that. So I kind of expected her to be a little bit more like, hey, everybody. I thought she was going to be more like Jillian. Yeah, very, very, very yellow. So, but anyway, that's kind of what I was expecting. And so when I met her and she was more shy and more reserved, I was a little surprised because she's got a great presence on the media side, right? So practice that. Okay, so use that and practice that. So when you're in front of people, if you're really talking in a hushed voice, and there's nobody around but you and the other person, think about it. You're not in a church, you're not in a library, you know, have some excitement about you, right? Show why you're excited. Because people are going to start this journey with you because it's you, right? That's 90% of the people that start this. You'll get the 10% that'll, you know, they've signed up for anything. But the 90% are only going to start with you because it's you, right? They're not going to start with somebody else. They trust you. They want to be a member of your team. And if you're not exciting and engaging, then they may choose a different team. Okay. All right. I'll jump off that topic. So any comments on that? And it's 7:00, so we're going to wrap it up because it's Tuesday and Tracy made tacos, and I'm not going to waste too much of that time. So I got Tuesday tacos in there. Kathy, I think you gave thumbs up, but I can't see. All I can see is the top of your head. Yeah. Nice. You look like that video of that guy and that's underwater It's like, way underwater and he's got his thumbs up above his head, Go ahead. Who was that?
That's because I was eating dinner. I didn't want everybody to watch me eating food.
Oh, that's all right. Good call. I like it. That's a good reason.
Brent.
Yes. Who's that? Kelly. Yes.
Yeah, Teresa suggested changing in the app. If you change the market country setting to US only, then you'll get the coaching emails. And I just did that. So now I'm getting the coaching emails.
Ah, okay. So change it. So let's go over that, Kelly. So go into the phone app.
Yep. And then go into your settings.
Okay. Hang on. Settings.
And then language market.
Hang on. I got to get there.
Okay.
Language market. Yep.
Yeah. And then
You got to change it from all
yeah.
to just the United States.
Yep. Way to go, T.
It was actually Monica that told me that.
Oh, way to go, Monica.
Thanks, Monica.
Maybe that's the reason for the maybe that's the reason that it's not or that it was, because it wasn't saving my contacts either. So I wonder if it'll sync differently now that's been done. So let's see.
I gotta sync mine.
Okay. All right. Hopefully that'll work. We'll see.
Just make sure you refresh it like you showed, like pull down and then make sure it refreshes, and it should be in there. It worked for me.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's doing the whole loading so many things to share here thing. So we'll see.
Yeah,
and then I got it. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Yeah, there you go. See the United States flag up there? If it's got that, then that's what you need to have, because otherwise it had like a whole different thing going on up there.
A world, a globe.
Yeah, whatever. That didn't work for me yet anyway. So, all right, I won't keep you guys on here in the suspense of letting a phone refresh, but PDF, presentations. Yeah, I still don't have it. I got PDF, presentations, bookmark, images, but I don't have that. And
You may have to log out, Brent, log out and log back in with your Isogenics back office login instead of your IsoTools login. That's what I did, and that worked.
Mine's the same.
It's the same for IsoTools?
Well, I don't know.
They assign you a password, so it can't be the same.
Yeah.
Mine's the same too, Teresa. I changed it.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I just posted the link for the UK stuff in the chat, so if anybody wants to copy that really quick before we close this.
Because you won't get that on the video on the recording.
Right.
So, all right, cool. All right, you guys. Yeah, do you guys try it? If it works, that's great. If it doesn't, call the phone number tomorrow. All right.
It worked for Tracy, so it just doesn't like your phone.
Well, that. It wouldn't be the first. It wouldn't be the first that has worked for Tracy. Not worked for me. So,
It worked for me also on mine.
What's that?
Worked for me too.
My name's Ryan, and everybody works for me. All right, very good.
Probably
Yes.
operator error.
Yeah, probably, because it's still not working. So I'll have to figure it out. But thanks, you guys. That's awesome. I appreciate it. All right, everybody, have a great night, okay? And we will talk to you guys Tuesday, and then shortly after that, we got our plane ticket, I think. Tracy got our plane ticket. So we're booked to head to where it's cold. I have no idea why. All right. Have a great night, everybody.